Now, in these videos, I'm talking a lot about growing in love and building a relationship with the Creator, okay? How does that look practically? Okay, so let's say you understand the progression of emotions, right? And maybe you've done some of this, okay, and you've experimented, you feel yourself getting angry, and you're like, hey, I'm here, okay? Anger is not getting my addictions met, okay, which is covering fear, okay? So you start to recognize, okay, when I'm angry, I'm really covering fear. Let's say you start allowing yourself to feel out your fear and touch your sadness. And then you start to feel some of God's love, okay? Well, God smiles on her children when they seek her out, especially for the first time, okay? So if you're experimenting with this, you may get a little bit more love than you actually deserve, okay? Again, God's love is a gift. So it's wrong of us to put expectations on God, right? That being said, hey, this God's love stuff is pretty good. I want to feel it like a whole lot more. How does that work? Well, there are some things you can do to increase your potentials to strengthen your relationship with the Creator being, okay? And we're going to go through some of them. Now, I will use myself as an example, but of course, this really has nothing to do with me. This has everything to do with the principles that exist because the Creator set them up that way, okay? So, I'm going to be sharing a personal story within the framework of these principles. You can take these principles, okay, and apply them to your own life and experiment with yourself for free. Okay, so 2 days ago, I woke up, got out of bed, shook myself out a little bit, went to the beach, went to a coffee shop, got a latte, sat down on the edge of the waterway and enjoyed my latte. Then I reached out to God and I said, God, I love you. What's wrong with that? Well, nothing's wrong, because again, there's no right or wrong. But it shows me that God is not at the forefront of my mind. That there are many things throughout my day that I did. I got up, I moved around, I went to the bathroom, I thought about going to the beach, I got in my car, I drove to the beach, I get there, the sun's blocked by the clouds, so I go to this coffee shop, I think about going to the coffee shop, I think about the latte, I order, I pay for it, and now I sit down and now I'm drinking it, and the second I start drinking from it, I think to myself, I love you, God. I'm actually in addiction. This starts with self-observation, okay? I went through 25 minutes of my day and engaged in an action, drinking the latte. What does the latte do? Suppresses my fear before I reached out to God, okay? So like the second I took that sip of latte, oat milk by the way, and put the energy out for God, I immediately recognized I was in addiction. And I even told God, oh man, you're obviously not the priority, God. When that happened, I actually received some of God's love. Because I was being honest with myself, okay? So, the first step is self-observation. What is going on in your life? You're listening to music. What are the lyrics telling you? You're scrolling through your social media. What articles are popping up? Okay? This is all law of attraction. This is all our soul manifesting events that we are choosing to ignore. That if we choose not to ignore and we start engaging, we can make very rapid progress. It's all up to you and how deep you want to go. Notice your feelings. Okay. So I'm sitting here. I'm sitting on the edge of the water, drinking my latte. How does the latte make me feel? Well, I feel comforted, and I feel full, and I feel satisfied, right? And it's a hot drink, so I feel warm. Those are the feelings that are covering our fear, okay? It's not the actual latte. It's the feelings that the thing gives you, okay? So when you're recognizing your own addictions, recognize it's rarely the physical thing. It's everything the physical thing induces inside of you. Okay? Share with God and vocalize. God designed and created the framework for this place, and God created you. God already knows what your state of mind is. God knows what you're feeling. God knows what you're thinking. You're going to be doing yourself a favor if you are honest with God all the time. So, like, going back to my situation here, when I realized I was in addiction, I said, God, I'm angry at you. Why? Because I believe in my soul, okay, that God designed this place to allow other humans to prevent humans from establishing a relationship with the Creator. Okay? Why would God design like that? Why would God create a situation where other humans can obstruct and obscure and hinder anyone else's relationship with the Creator? Pretty terrible system, right? If you tell God that I've got anger about this, and guess what? God will answer you if you are humble, which means humility is the desire to accept and feel all of your own emotions and have a desire to learn the Creator's truth, okay? So guess what? If you're humble and you're honest with yourself, hey, God, I'm angry at you because you have designed this system poorly, okay? God will answer you, give you her truth emotionally, not through words, okay? And then emotionally, you will know that you believed in error and that your fear and sadness are actually a result of your false beliefs. Because guess what? God didn't design her system that way. Each one of her children has a conduit. Some people call it the Holy Spirit, right? It's a conduit, like a spiritual pipe, if you will, that goes from us to God. And God can send her love to us. It doesn't touch anyone else. No one can steal it. It flows right into us and we feel it. Okay? Now, it's going to take courage to feel your fear. That's what courage is. You know it's going to be unpleasant, and yet you forge ahead. Because once you understand these principles and this operation, you'll get into your fear and you'll start enjoying it. Your body will be shaking out your fear and you will be laughing. Because you know that you are working towards God through these emotions. Yeah. Then feeling your fear becomes fun. And maybe in the not too distant future, it'll be like a cool thing to do. Like, hey, what are you doing Friday night? Hey, I'm going to feel out my fear. Yeah. We've got a lot of fear in us. And we've got a lot of sadness in us. So it's going to take courage for you to dive into this. And you're not going to be able to do it all in one day, okay? So have some compassion for yourself. It's a process. It's a process. Okay? Finally, major component in building a relationship with God. Avoid human validation. Think about it. Every single thing that has ever happened in this place has been conceived, decided upon, and built by humans. Humans are not helping. We think we're helping and we're not. We want to tell everyone what to do. We want to go around projecting anger at each other. We need others. We are addicted emotionally to having others validate our worldview. Is this real? Is this true? Well, there's a whole bunch of people that agree with me. So it doesn't really matter if I know it's true. I take comfort in being part of a group that believes the same things. That's emotional addiction. Okay? Think about it. If you really have a relationship with the Creator, that means you can ask the Creator anything. Anything. There's no need for intermediary humans. Okay? Did the Creator invent religion? Did the Creator invent priests? No. So that's a cue that we don't actually need it. Okay? In my view, religion is humans' attempt through ritual and having other people agree with them to replace actually building a relationship with God. Okay? Because if you start building a relationship with God, guess what? God doesn't care about rituals. God doesn't care what building you go to, so-called church. God doesn't care what color robes you wear. Okay? This is also going to take courage, because every other aspect of our lives, we have been trained to look for human validation, right? My degree. I'm a doctor. Look at me, right? It's an institution of man. I won an award. A competition from man. These are all man-based activities, okay? God didn't invent institutions of man, okay? God invented you, your soul, and God invented the concept of being able to communicate with you directly. Okay? When you start to recognize where you are with your addiction, challenge it. Okay? So the next time you want to wake up and go grab a latte, you know that you're actually covering fear. Feel your fear. As it feels out of you, you're going to have a greater understanding of why it was there. Okay. In conclusion, all of this is what you can do yourself for free. You can experiment. You can try. Good luck. Love and peace.